First time we've got you on camera this season. Just had a good bit of pre-season work, but working towards this game on Saturday in the Cup. How has pre-season gone for you?
Well, given the late finish to the season, we've obviously probably a week behind most other teams, to be honest with you, because I think the lads deserved a bit of a break after last season's exertions. But they've come back in good shape. Worked really, really hard up to now. We've had 3 really good tests game-wise in pre-season, which they've stood up to great. We're a squad in transition at the moment. We're slowly but surely fitting bits and pieces together in regards to that. So overall, I'm really, really pleased with where we are at the moment. But ultimately, they're friendly games, and the bigger tests have to come when the Cup and the League starts.
Double sessions for the players for most of the time as well. You're putting a lot into this.
Yeah, I think pre-season is the most important stage of any season. I think if you get that foundation of fitness in you as a player, then it really sets you up for the rigours of what a championship season can bring you. It's not great as a player when you're sort of injured during pre-season or you miss a bit of pre-season. You always seem to be playing catch-up. We had 1 or 2 players that came in late at the end of the window last season and maybe found it a little bit harder to get any sort of consistency in their games. So the more of a squad we can get together early on makes it a little bit easier. But ultimately, the window's still open for another few weeks yet, so there'll be a few to-ing and fro-ing between now and then.
Sean, as a player, how have these double sessions been for you?
No, look, obviously I've been in the game quite a long time. I'm used to pre-season, and it's always very, very tough. So obviously a little bit different this year because it's such a small window. But yeah, it's been real tough. Good work. It's obviously good to get all the new lads in and get out on the grass and be all together. So yeah, I think in pre-season, the more time you spend with each other, probably the better. So no, it's been brilliant. The games have been good, and I think everyone's just really looking forward to getting into the competitive side of things now on Saturday.
In the dressing room, are there any new characters starting to appear yet? I know a couple of them said they like a good joke when they were coming in. Are you seeing the characters yet? Yeah,
a few characters in there. Obviously, as the games go on and the months go on, everyone starts coming out their shells. So I think over the next month or so, we'll start seeing a little bit more of that. But again, the same as last year, fantastic group of players, and obviously everyone's really looking forward to the season ahead now.
I know it's difficult to judge kind of players' performances given it's only pre-season friendlies, but how do you reckon the new signings have played in the 3 games so far?
I think they've all bedded in really, really well, and I think you can see marked improvements for the first game to the third game in relation to them understanding their teammates' strengths and weaknesses, and the lads that have been here for a while understanding the new lads' strengths and how they're having to play. And it is adapting. I mean, ultimately, Franny's come in as a striker. He's a different striker for Dippo. There's different strengths and weaknesses, and we as a group are still working to find the best kind of balls into Franny to get the best out of him. Same with Ollie. How does he play? How does he like to play? Is he switching the play and everything like that? So George has come in. He's played with Sean in 2 or 3 of the games. He's played with Frankie a little bit. And obviously Big Robbie's come in and done tremendously well as well. For that side of things, Jamie's just fitted like a glove. He knows the game inside out. As you can see, his experience is shining through as it stands at the moment, and I think it's the first time in his career he's scored 3 goals in 3 games. So, but I just says to him, it's a waste of time scoring them now because they don't count, do they, in friendlies? So we'll keep him on his toes.
We've also seen a lot of the young guys getting game times in pre-season. Is that kind of what those games are about? Just kind of getting everyone, match minutes in the legs?
I've always said that young boys will get games, not as a token gesture. They get it because they deserve it, and they've done well enough in training. Yes, pre-season is probably a little bit more opportunity, but the guys that have played have deserved the opportunity. Your Dylans, your Scotties, your Carters and your Darios, they've, I suppose Dylan and Scotty are the 2 new kids on the block that have come in this season and done really, really well. And I tell you what, they're pushing these first team boys. I think Carter's been around for a year, but unfortunately had injury issues. So it's one of them that he's bedding himself back in with the first team group and may get to a point where he needs a few games out on loan. Dario's been out on loan. You can see that's helped him big time in relation to the physical side of the game when it comes to training and games. So No, aspects of that, it's great. We as a football club have to embrace that type of thing, because we're not going to be spending a lot of money on players or any sort of transfer fees on players. So if we can bring through our own, then even better.
And this is a question to both you, Lee and Sean. What are your ambitions for this season as a whole, like in terms of league finishes, and if you want cup campaigns as well?
No, look, obviously last year was fantastic. Probably did punch a little bit above our weight, to be honest. I think start of last season you probably wouldn't have expected us to be up there. So the season we had was brilliant, but look, you can't stand still. You got to go again, and all that's forgotten now. When that league season starts, you start on 0 points. So we've got to go again and try and really push again to be up near to the top of the league as possible. So and obviously in the cup, done very well in the Scottish Cup again last year. Can we go one step further? And obviously the League Cup was probably the one that was really disappointing. So we need to make sure we turn that around and have a really good League Cup campaign and try and get out of that group.
I think from my point of view, I think financially, when you look at the other teams within the league last year, we probably did punch above where everybody expected us to be. But ultimately, money doesn't win you leagues or anything like that. And it's been proven in the past with some smaller clubs that have done tremendously well in various leagues around Europe. I don't see any reason why we can't be full of confidence pushing on to have as good a season as last year, but we're not naive enough to think that it's going to be more difficult. Of course it's going to be more difficult. One, our fan expectation levels are going to be up. Two, other clubs are going to look at Little Ayr United in a slightly different way because we did so well last year. And thirdly, I think the league's a little bit stronger this year. No disrespect to any of the teams that have gone out the league, but the three teams that have come in have made it really, really difficult. Dunfermline are, at minimum, a championship club in Scotland, potentially a Premier League club. Airdrie, Rhys McCabe's done fantastically well with Airdrie, with big history there, and obviously Dundee United are, one of the new firm back in the days. Very, very successful football club. So that makes the league very, very difficult. Wraith Rovers have got new owners, putting a little bit of money around, and then ultimately Inverness, Partick, Mortons, they're all going to be up there and around it. Arbroath are horrible, tough opposition to play against. So listen, there's no easy games in this league.
And in terms of Stirling Albion at the weekend, they obviously won the League Two title last season, so they'll be ready to go. What sort of challenge are you guys expecting from them?
We had our pre-match meeting this morning to have a look at it. Basically, what you're playing against is a team full of confidence, with a winning mentality. Won the league last year, deservedly so. I know the manager really, really well. Played with them in the past at Dunfermline, and they will be a tough nut to crack. They've had decent pre-season results, scored a lot of goals, and. Listen, first and foremost, if we take them lightly, we'll end up with egg in our face. So we'll go there and give them the respect they're due. But we also know that the pre-season games that we've shown, the defensive, we can do really good defensively, can build on that. We've scored goals against all various levels of opposition in those 3 games we've played. We'll go there and respect them, but we won't fear them. We'll go out and we'll give it a right good go.
Just you sort of hinted that there may be more bodies coming in and you're looking at them just now. This is a tough process because you have to get them right for the beginning of at least the league season.
First and foremost, you've got to look at ability of players, yes, but ultimately I think one of the biggest things for us is the right type of character that's going to fit into the culture of the changing room. I think our success was built on that changing room culture last year, the togetherness and the one for all for one mentality of the players and the group. So if we bring in the wrong type of player that might rock the boat or just stir up a bit of trouble in the change room, then it can just knock everything down. So that's a big aspect of where our recruitment comes from as well, in trying to build on that change room mentality that brought us success last year.